Hello, dear viewers. Myself, Dawood Ahmed. We will discuss the topic that is French Revolution, which is the first topic of history for class 9th. So, in this lesson, I choose the causes of French Revolution. And what were the causes for the French Revolution? Because the event which you want to discuss here, so you should know about the causes or the reason of any particular event. So the French Revolution, which occurred in 1789, so we will look the different causes of the French Revolution, why the revolution occurred. So before discussing the causes of the French Revolution, we should know about what revolution is. So revolution is major change in one of the system of political, social and economy. So there were about three main causes of the French Revolution. So there are some other causes as well, the role of intellectuals and the immediate cause, but we will discuss these three causes here. The first one is political cause of the French Revolution. So what was the political conditions? If we are going to discuss the causes, so we have to discuss the conditions and the situation before the French Revolution. So we will discuss the political condition, political situation before 1789 in France. Okay, so what was the system of government in France? That was monarchy. It means kingship, monarch, one person rule. Okay, it is the government ruled by king or queen. So the king was the ruler of France before 1789, and his name was Louis XVI. Okay, became the king of France in 1774. So his real name was Louis Auguste, but the king was autocrat. So this was the nature of the kings. Usually they were the autocrats. Autocrat means they take the decisions by own. They were not subjected to any parliament. So what they want, they do that. So one point which I remember about the Louis XVI, once he remarked that a thing is legal because I want it. In France, his statement was like this: a thing is legal because I want it. If it is right or it is wrong, so it hardly matters for me. Okay, so it by reading this statement, we can say that how much the king exercises his power. So the king has the unlimited powers, so which usually the people dislikes. The people, they want a government that there should be the coordination between the rulers and the subject. So this was the one reason that why there was a revolution, or why the people want a revolution, why they want a change. So another cause, that was social cause. Social cause means what was the condition of the society before the French Revolution, or the time before French Revolution is usually marked as old regime. Society was divided into three states. Three states means three classes were in the society. The first and second state were called privileged, and the third state were called non-privileged. The privileged class, they enjoyed numerous rights. They enjoyed numerous opportunities. First and second class were the privileges. In this class, first class were called the clergy, and the second class consists of nobles. Clergy, who were usually the heads of this church, the Catholic Church at that time, so consists the top level of the society, were given highly respect there because they were the preachers of the religion. So the second class were the nobles. Nobles usually were the ministers and some landlords who have the lot of land under their control. So the privileged class were called the highly respectable persons of the society. But the condition of the non-privileged was very miserable. Why? Because third state peasants, this is actually, the peasants consists about 90% of population in France, but their condition was not very good. Why? Because peasants don't have land of their own, while working on the land of the landlords. And in return, they were given very little. So the condition was very bad in France, that the huge population in France, about 90%, are not happy with the system. Okay, and others in the third privilege or third class, there were other people who were there, like artisans, like merchants, shopkeepers, okay, and some other people in there. So their condition was not very good. The high posts were auctioned by the privileged class, and the king also has some well wishes with the privileges, because the king have the benefits and the opportunities from the first and second class people. Why? Because the nobles and the landlords give them the the tax to the kings, and which the peasants pay to the nobles through this land system that is usually called the feudal system. There was the feudal system, the owners were the landlords, and the peasants had to work for it, and they were living a life from hand to mouth. So this was really the problem, and the nobles played the role of the cheer for the king. Cheer for the king. Okay, now the another cause. So this is what the majority of the people in the society, they want to change the system, because the system now was not good. They worked very hard, but they earned very little. So there is one statement in the textbook of the ninth, that is, a nobleman is the spider, peasant the fly. Nobleman is the spider, peasant the fly. Like the spider, that ate the fly when the fly, enters in the net of the spider. So just like that, nobleman is like spider and eating the peasants. Not, really in that sense, but worked very hard, but for the benefit of the nobles. And the nobles take the advantage of all the hard works of the peasants. Now another cause is economic cause. So economy is the backbone of revolution.